Alrighty, hey there guys, as you can see, we kind of made a few changes to the way we're gonna do these anime reviews, so I hope it all works out, and I hope you all like it. As for the discussion today, you can tell from the title, we're gonna talk about Assassination Classroom. So this is a 2-season show that ranges for about 25 episodes at most, a season. I know the second season was 25 episodes, so I'm going to say at most. So that's about a 50 episode show. Now, for those out there who haven't seen it, I would greatly recommend this show. It was such a fucking... oh, it was a good one. It was a good one, guys. So, the show did a phenomenal job with pulling the viewer in. And like just, I was crying by the end. I was bawling. It was so sad. You should definitely watch it, guys. As for what the show is, before trying to move into kind of a spoiler zone, the show is, like it sounds, a classroom of assassins. Basically, you have this guy named Koro Sensei. You got Koro Sensei there, and he is the teacher of this classroom, and he blew up the moon. Pretty much went to the government and said, like, hey, you all can kill me, but under these terms. I teach this class and teach them to kill me. And they're like, okay, sure. But along the way, other assassins come along, but it's whatever. The class he's teaching is 3E of this prestigious prep school. A lot of P's. They're like kind of considered the dum-dums of the school in a way. So he's teaching these kids how to be better people, kind of give them life lessons, kind of teaching. Now, along with two other assistant teachers, one's a PE teacher, one's like a English teacher, but those two are also Justice Department and an assassin, but they're teaching them how to, other skills they need, and assassin techniques, kind of build up on their physical strengths and how to use those in battle, and more of a speech, kind of persuasion, kind of mental game, kind of technique, I guess. Alrighty, the teachers from the show are like, they're really good characters. Koro Sensei is obviously like fucking best. A little side note, in my Japanese class, when we were trying to learn part of the words, my teacher was like, I wanted to add Koro Sensei into my slideshow, and she's like, she's from Kyoto, Japan, so she like, I don't know, she likes relating it to anime stuff a lot, or for her lessons, but she was like, I wanted to add Koro Sensei since we're learning about the word Koro, and she was like, you know who that is? And then she gave me the Japanese name. I'm like, I don't know the Japanese name, but I'm pretty sure that's Assassination Classroom. She goes, oh, that's what it is, and a little chitter chat about that, but I can talk anime all day. Teacher's great. I mean, he, even as a viewer, I feel like I've grown and learned something, you know? It's a very touching show. Now, as for the students, there isn't like, I feel like all the students in this class are considered a main character, just because you learn about pretty much every single one of them. Now, not to the same depths, but you do learn about every single one of them, what their skill is, and what they kind of take to the table with the assassination game. Now, of course, the main characters are Karama and Nagisa. I mean, it's red and blue, so, you know, they're kind of opposites in a sense. The beauty of those two characters are how Nagisa is portrayed as a mouse. Like, they even make reference to that in the show. Like, Nagisa, you're just a little mouse, like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Karama is like this fucking beast of a person who will literally, if he sets his sights on you, you will die, pretty much. Metaphorically or physically, I don't know. He's a brutal guy. You don't know what he's gonna do. And like, everyone sees him as a threat. I mean, he shows up kicking ass, basically. He's an intense dude. Basically, you got these two guys, and they're friends. So that kind of blew my mind when you're like, yo, yeah, they're childhood friends. Like, what the fuck? Like, who would have known? Seeing how Nagisa, the little mouse, kind of grows up. I mean, still a little mouse, but uses all this stuff he's learned from Kuro-sensei and the other two teachers to better himself as a person and even grow as an assassin. Like, Nagasaki got so good, he wanted to be an assassin. Like, he couldn't see himself doing anything else. Now, granted, he didn't end up going that way, but that was an option. That he was like, I'm fucking good at this shit. Like, what the fuck? And I think that was a kind of an interesting kind of mark to make on him. And Karama, he just wants to pretty much do anything he wants, and he can. He's definitely that character that will do anything he wants and stuff like that. Now, kind of looking at both seasons, kind of change the pace here. Looking at both seasons as kind of a whole, I would say the first season is kind of a layup for the second season. So in the first season, we talk about basically what the class is, what's going on, and kind of who, what, when, where, and why. In the second season, it dives more in depth to kind of characters, what's happening, and kind of breaking it down a little bit more. We get backstories. We get a few backstories that are like really cool and necessary, and you get introduced to a couple of like main characters that definitely are a game changer to the whole show. Now, they're not like, why did you add that? It's like, wow, you're like, that makes sense now. You get introduced things that tie into the first season when you don't know a lot. It's like they didn't bend the story around these characters. It makes sense why these characters are here. Because I know about like Naruto, they just add shit and it's stupid. Like, I had a fucking friend that was watching Naruto and he was like, yo, how much longer do I have to watch Naruto until I get to Shippuden? And I was like, well, where you at? And he was talking about this random ass episode I've never even heard of. And I was like, have you seen the Naruto Sasuke fight? And he's like, yeah, that was like 200 episodes ago. I'm like, fucking stop what you're doing and skip over there. Like, everything in this show is relevant and important. There's no fillers. There's no fillers. I mean, the show kind of goes on every day. Every day you'll learn something. That's the basis of each episode, you know? So, they're not fillers. But some of them do have a slow pace. That's not bad. Not in a single way is that bad. They're all great. And again, they all just lay up to the bigger picture of what's going on. And the first season has such a huge layup to the end of their season. And even that lays up to the end of the second season. And by the end of the second season, if you're like even like deeply interested in the show, you are going to be bawling by the end of the second season. Like, it was sad, my dudes. Like, holy fuck. Like, kind of felt like what Code Geass did at the end of theirs. Like, holy shit. It was sad. I was the crying, and it was like, my god. It was beautiful, okay, guys? Because that ended, I was like, well, what are they going to do for the extra episode they have? Because I was on episode 24, and spoiler alert, sorry about that. So on episode 24, that was like the show end. So I was like, what are they going to do by episode 25? Like, what else is there to say? And I like episode 25. It was a good resolution, because it was like 7 years later. Where is everyone at? And it showed, everyone still keeping in touch and stuff like that, and where everyone is with their career and where they went to be and stuff like that. And I thought that was amazing how they did that shit. I like seeing where everyone's at, because that's why I've been waiting for Naruto to finish, but they haven't yet. They're still doing fillers and Shippuden. It's like, come on, guys. Like, they just need to show him being Hokage, because he's gonna be it. If you've read the manga, then yeah. So that's why I like how they did this, because in the manga of Naruto, they did the battle, and it's like, years later, and he's Hokage. And here they're like, years later, I'm doing what I want to do, and my dream job, and shit like that. And it was good. It was good, Good little feelings. Again, I recommend the show. I believe that's kind of everything I needed to say. I'm trying to do more of I don't know if I already said it. I'm trying to do more of the critiques that you all have been leaving in the comment section down below. You all have been definitely helping me out a milli with the comments and telling me like, yo, you should do this more. You should try to aim your sights on hitting this for a review. You should definitely put your foot in the door over here and kind of like dabble over there. And hopefully we are changing the show into a more, I guess, professional and better overall review show. So, again, if you have any critiques, leave them down below. If you have anything to say about the show, leave it down below. I will definitely engage in conversation. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one, guys. Deuces. Stop it!